Hi, Shati. I wanted to clarify a little an element around the role-based access control that seems that we didn't explain well. So in Port, we have advanced support for role-based access control, permissions to and what service to trigger or what services to view in the catalog, and isolate teams, users, business units in various levels. And I wanted to illustrate it in a few examples. So, for example, what we do have here is a service. We also have a pull request. We may have other blueprints. I have a GitHub team in this case, and I created a business unit. So a user belongs to a GitHub team, a team belongs to a business unit, and I can create also another level of, for example, organization of any other level, and I can create it there, and I can connect a business unit into an organization. So I can be very, very flexible into the data model organization. And basically it will be one. So let's assume that one business unit belongs to one organization. I have a chain as much as I want. Great. Now, the first thing that I want to create is restrict the service so that only users belonging to a specific team can see a specific service. I'm retrieving the GitHub team directly from GitHub. I'm syncing this into GitHub. We have it in the docs, ingesting, GitHub teams from docs, and basically here. And as you can see here, we have ingesting teams. So I can ingest teams directly into Port. And now what I can do is I can basically in the service, I can filter, I know the service teams, and the teams are related to a business unit. I created this logic so I can actually inherit the business unit and create all kinds of views, and I will show you a few examples. So I created a view with, I have a couple of services. I brought in teams that I brought it from GitHub. And I can map them into my Okta. I can create here filters that can be, I want the Port team to be, for example, team A, and I can filter it. And I can do it in much more advanced. What I can do is create a dynamic filter so that the Port team has any of my Port team. So I, Jonathan, belong to team A, and I will only be able to see this team. What I can do is save this view as an admin, so that the user who logs in cannot, what I can even do, is here lock the page, so that this filter cannot be unchecked, and basically a user who logs in will see his or her services, and a user from team B will only see his or her services. Same applies for pull requests, same applies for others. In addition, what I created, as I showed you, I created a relationship between the team to the business unit and the business unit to the organization. So what I have here, if I'm looking at a team, if I'm looking at a GitHub team, I can see that, for example, a team belongs to, is assigned to, has a business unit in one, business unit two. So I selected that team A belongs to business unit 2. So what I can do if I come back to the service, I can now create other kind of views so that this view in the service, instead of filtering based on the team, I need to unlock the view because I locked the page. So what I can do now is that instead of that, I retrieve the business unit as a chain, as you can see, and I will be able to see, for example, create a view for business unit 2. And I will now only see the services. So they're the same as team A because team A belongs to service unit 2. I can save this view. I can log the page as I showed you. I can create permissions and who can see. So if I want to have specific users, specific teams being even able to see this page, I can manage it from here. So I can restrict the pages on the left to specific users. I can even specify that, for example, a dashboard page, let's assume that have clusters. I don't want specific people to see it, so I can actually change the filters and having specific teams, specific users seeing a page. So role-based access control is very, very advanced. What it feels that we did not explain well is that we do have roles in Port to actually build. So we have users and members, admin and moderator. So we have different roles to admin port, but this is not the same as role-based access control that are fairly advanced, as I showed here. And the same applies for self-service. I can decide who can have permissions, advanced permissions, and who can create self-service, who can trigger self-service. I can add approvals to self-services. So it's a role-based access control is extremely advanced, and I hope this helped clarify it.